Bola ibaba. Ativama lavu vipaya. Wow, this is another great day where we have hat trick. This time with a different person altogether. Tevin Tembo, aka Sickles. Today we are discussing the previous game. We are also previewing the one which will be coming. So all those comments, all those thoughts, well, I can tell you that I've got experts who are going to break them down for you so that our hearts are down. Are we sure that Zambia Johnson calculator? Are we sure that Zambia Johnson kuipepera pakuina na mtu alikuwa ataveskile? I mean, I have a very good team that will answer that. Without further ado, may I introduce my panelists? Wow. From the 2012 team, the team that has made Zambia go there on the map, we can't fail to recognize such faces. Jonah, how are you?
Thank you.
Those are the faces we want to see. I mean, if you have such experience, then we have management somewhere. I'm safe. Introducing Mr. Sean Tembo, a representative from FAS with a very good position. Youth chair Copperbelt. I mean,
actually not Sean Tembo, Sean Zulu.
Zulu. I wanted you to take because Sean Tembo is always loud on social media. So I mean, so there we have it. In the Seychelles game, the Comoros game, the Malawi game, Zambia is talking. And I'll be plain with you that they are all talking defense. May I put you on the spot, Jonas? Is our defense okay?
No, I think our defense is just lacking communication. But otherwise, when there's communication in the field, everyone is talking. You are able to position yourself. But if you're not communicating, to each other, you're not talking to each other, just running, you will not be able to position your friend. Just be looking at him, or he's moving, but without fear, sometimes being alert on the high balls when they come. There's the system that we call a 1 up and 3 down, which means maybe number 3 is gone. The number 2 also comes to be a last man. But you find our defense, you find number 3, maybe John Shimba and Simon. You find them, they are all gone, leaving only 4-5 Zechaba and Kanguruma. And you always find maybe Kapombo is the one who's coming there to make 3 of it. And when he's a midfielder, you want him to be in a defensive midfield, you want him to be defensive like a last man, which is also sometimes cleaners. Otherwise, looking the way they played, there's those areas that also we need to work on in it.
Thank you so much. When you are with the soccer fans, they speak a lot. But hearing it from a specialist who's been there, who has played football there, I mean, we should be changing the way we are looking at that team. I won't take you as fast this time. May I first take you as a fan? Mr. Sean?
No problem.
Are you comfortable with the same question? The way the defense has been the first 3 games that we've played?
Well, if we look at the head coach in South Africa, Moses John was a defender. So I'm sure he's looking at each game we've conceded, and he's looking at how to clear that problem going into today's game against South Africa. So all what we need is now to tighten the defense. Scoring is not a problem. Last game we scored 4 goals, but we need coordination at the back. That's okay. We just need coordination, communication, like Jonas has said.
Jonas, I haven't been coached before in a Ndamba paper screen. So when the coach gives instruction, defender, so is there a point, I'm looking at the word communication, where somebody on the pitch should now start controlling, like, okay, but because of the situation, this is the way it should be. Is that the kind of communication you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. You need someone to command the team. It's not everyone should be talking. Sometimes you may confuse each other. So leave someone to command, and more especially there's a goalkeeper who's seeing everything in all the situations of the ball, the way it's coming, is able even to shout, turn, go to your left, cover this side. If the goalkeeper also is not shouting enough, it's very difficult because there's a lot of crowd there. You see, there's a lot of crowd, which also the keeper needs to shout a lot, so that at least you position your defender so that it doesn't reach where you are. So it's something that you need to be attentive with.
Good. I'm now attacking you as an official.
Yes.
Zambia has spoken that way. We need somebody to command. Is there a way an official like you can call the department of coaching or the team to say, this is our advice? Does that work in football?
On an administrative point of view, is to provide what the technical bench wants to provide. So in this case, where you see mistakes, there's a technical committee. They can talk through the technical director, or the same technical director is able to communicate with technical bench to say, we are allowing so many goals. What do we do, coaches? So work on this. But the coaches have got options. On the bench, have got options to change the system. All they need, that's why usually, like what Jonas has said, the person talking should have experience enough. The Suns at the back will be able to tell if someone, the other defender from the right wing goes, he'll be able to tell Kapumbu, come back and cover this position. So the coach knows that, and I think it was just a bit of complacency at the end of the game because we were leading already, I think 3-0 in 70 minutes. So the guys just went to sleep. Otherwise, conceding those silly goals were not good for Zambia, but of course, we will definitely need to improve to beat South Africa.
Wow. There you have it, preempting what is yet to come. We've criticized, but Zambia deserves a hand.
Yes.
After all the calculation, okay, why did they not calculate for Comoros so that it is in the place we are now? It doesn't work like Zambia is always favored or anything. I strongly believe we worked hard in the group stage for us to reach where we are.
Yes.
Not so.
Yes.
Fine. There we are. What is your take on the striking force that we have? Even before you answer, Mulambia. I'm listening to that big name now. The 11, Kangwanda. The way he's striking from long range, the working pace of Mulambia. Your statements, gentlemen.
I think he's a very good striker. Looking at the way he played when he was at Celtic, although he went professional, although at least maybe that it didn't work and he came back to Red Arrows. He's a good player. He knows his abilities and always wants to use them. As a striker, you don't need to do much that you don't even do. Sometimes use your strength. That's why every time you see him when he just stands, you know that he's to shoot. He shoots, either it goes up and it will result into a goal. That's why last time he scored.
Talking about what you've just said, look at the way he turned in the other game. I mean, defenders were facing him. He was looking his way, the goalkeeper's way, but he had a way of turning and shooting. Did you admire as a former striker?
Yeah, exactly. It's a beautiful goal. Everyone at least cheered and, we're running like we were watching those international players, but that was a very beautiful goal for me.
So can we say the strikers that we have will definitely trouble South Africa?
I think so. I think they are confident enough, looking at the way they scored the 4 goals. They know South Africa is a very good team. They're playing so well. And our performance also lately, it wasn't that 100%. But we went to sleep. That's why we consider the 2 goals. Sometimes, we don't just be casual enough, so knowing that now we're comfortable, we've scored 2 goals. That's why we say ball at 90 minutes, something like that. Until the last whistle, that's when you stop scoring. For me, I would rather maybe you continue scoring. Either you score 6, just continue scoring. Because you may not know, things may turn over. If they had time, like the last game, they would have maybe scored 3. If they scored 3, 4-3, which means also they have gained enough confidence knowing that they can score. So to finish up, is just continue scoring, continue attacking, like the Malawian team they always doing. Either they miss, they continue running until they know that now this is 90 minutes.
Good, thank you. Here is a team. Here is Frederick. Here is Kangwanda. Do you think, as far as Copperbelt Youth Chair, you are proud that there is future for the next Patson Dakas, the next Sakuwahas? Do you think that team has such in your mind, or there's something we need to do?
Okay, so if you look at that front line, there's Abraham Siankovo and Albert Kangwanda. Then there's Moeli up front, the Forest Rangers player. Those are youthful players. So for the COSAFA being developmental, I think it's just they need time together to be at that level that we want them to perform. They are brilliant individually, but they need now to coordinate. They will not play together for a long time, or not for a long time. They will not play together. Maybe Abraham and Kangwanda, but it's good too. They have experience behind them, which is Kelvin Mwanga Kampamba. Yes, who is able to guide them with passes, positioning. Like that, I think they will grow to be the national team, the players that we need in the future. Of course, we are taking more to Europe, but of course, Kangwanda, Siankovo, they are coming up with serious threat to the Africa.
Wow. So can I use the word in your department as chair for the youths?
Yes.
Was those strategic policies that you had put in place to develop such players?
Yes, though, to answer that correctly or direct is the results sometimes don't come tomorrow. But you look at the age of Kangwanda from Celtic. He was in the junior team with COSAFA under 17, under 20. So the way we are developing those players is the same grassroots we are talking about. So we need, the grassroots is still working. So all what we need now is consistency. Those players now needs to remain at that level and be consistent. Then performance will speak for themselves. Fans will even stop talking. Of course, maybe going forward, fans are not criticizing much except the defense. But we are very much confident. John being former defender in German, he will do something.
A German machine himself.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this conversation. Now look at this. You're a striker, Jonas. How do you look at our midfield? How do we transition into the department of scoring? Are you still comfortable?
No, I think since they had to start now putting Mulambia and Kampamba. Since the second game, I think there's a change that everyone is seeing. The goals that started coming, those passes and those strikers. Simpobo, Moeli, who's there up front and is able to distribute as a striker. For Mulambia also to score that goal is because of the pass that Moeli also gave him. Which is also we say weigh your pass. Sometimes we may give him something which is hard, but it was just something that
a better pass
that also made him score that goal. But the combination there, I think for now it's working.
Okay, so we have analyzed the previous game, and you are confident. You've been handling football in Amefan.
Very much.
Before we go to the break, I want you to think about something. South Africa is coming just this evening. As a fan, I just like two statements. Will I go to the hospital and get Panadol before I start watching that game? Or should I take a lot of alcohol so that I'm not dead? This and many more will be coming up as we analyze the South African game in detail with my able team. history has gone. Zambia is in the quarterfinal. We are looking forward to being in the final because that semi-final. Yeah? So semi-final it is, meaning we already have 4 teams in the tournament at the moment.
Yes.
One of which is the host. I'm worried sick. South Africa at home. What do you know of the 12th player, the supporters, now that they're at home?
I think South Africa, they've got a lot of supporters, but since we started playing against South Africa, I know Zambia have got an upper hand against them. Their wins against us, they are lesser than what we have won against them, either home or away. But for me, I'm very confident enough. Either don't play well, but the winning for Zambia is always this. When you're playing against South Africa, they know, which is also a plus for us. And also, if we just work hard, because we cannot just rely on the history. It's now that we should make our own name again as we play South Africa today.
Well, I was checking something on social media, which comforted me. I saw Kampamba talking of being in the final on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's the spirit of the player.
That's the spirit of the player. We cannot just come out from Zambia going to South Africa just to go and play games and come back. They had a target of reaching the final, not just reaching, but even defending the title, because we are the champions of COSAFA for a long time. So we are used of getting it. I think that's the direction that it's in.
Thank you for soothing me, but I've got questions. Look at this. When I look at the way we are holding the ball in comparison to Malawi, I'll tell you that last time I watched Malawi, they were able to hold the ball like 25 passes. Zambia could hold about 10 to 15. Now that we are facing a team that wants to run, that wants to impress, what can we
do? In football, don't wait for them to start playing. You know them, we know them that they love to play. So even us used to play. But if you wait behind to start just marking, sometimes you get tired over just pressing. But even you should make them run also, so that at least you listen their passes, they start marking. Because they are thinking also on the pitch, if you run too much, also they will tune their mind saying, no, they'll score us. So now they're thinking we'll be just going into defense instead of playing. So they should just dance to our tune, not us dancing to their tune.
Wow. Statement before I ask, because I have a lot of questions that should put my heart down.
So what you don't go
no, not to drink.
Okay, so South Africa Zambia is a long time rivalry. It's more like a derby. It has history behind. So it's more like power now. Any team doesn't want to lose to the other. That's how that game is. So South Africa being at home, it gives them more pressure than us who are not having fans in the stadium. They will have more pressure and can even start making mistakes because of fans at home. So that game is unpredictable. You can't say who's winning, who's losing. But I've noticed they are using under 23 players, maybe only about 3-5 senior players, which is okay for them. They are trying to develop. But looking at how the team Zambia is gelling, I think he will get a win today. A 2-1 actually.
Wow. You're already going into predictions. Looking at organization. Okay, fine. We've reached this far. That one is for you. Are you so proud that, yes, FAZ has organized the team to this level, even going forward?
Yes, actually, because if you look at what we get in COSAFA, is just to develop your teams. That's why you find that some nations don't even participate. It's not about money, no. So FAZ has done, I think we've never missed COSAFA. participated in every COSAFA because we want to develop the continuous, like we at the crop of Jonas Sakuwaha, the 2012, we abandoned the roots. So now we need to change that so that it's gradually a continuation area. What I mean is, these players that are playing now, some of them were impressed and feature in the senior team at the AFCON.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's our side where they need to participate, get that exposure. Yeah. So since they have exposure and of course playing in so many games, even performance will improve for most of these players that are in South Africa.
John, I was going to ask a very difficult question, but I'll spare you for a moment. So analyze the Zambian team. Like, tell us, what should the goalkeeper do? What should defenders expect and do? How should our midfield be? Strikers, the team, the Zambian team. Maybe advise whoever is watching so that no, a person who understands football knows that those players will deliver. That's what I want from you. If I needed, I was going to ask to say coach them, but no, advice and just give comments on how to be done.
Everyone is watching and they're seeing the different situations and different games that they play. From 1-0 down, 2-1, 4-2. So meaning the performance of the team also is like increasing. It's not just the same; it's increasing. And I don't think there's too much differences because the goalkeeper also is doing well. Despite I don't know,
giving away
the misunderstanding with Kandawile, that goal that they scored against Comoros, but there are situations which are different in the game. It's not everything that we plan. As a coach, it's not everything that you plan to go the same way, because you don't know what the other team has planned. Maybe you may find they've changed players, they've done this one. You may target that now they have got a good striker, so you defenders should stand like this, and then you find there's another striker, maybe that one is sick. Otherwise, looking at the goalkeeper, that was doing well, and then in the defense, that's where we have too much work as a Zambian team, because either we score, they're scoring us. So which means all the 3 games we have considered. And South Africa team is not a team that we should just look at as underdogs. That's a big team, and they're playing well. Okay, they have played all the games. If we're comfortable enough in the defense, I think for me, I should say first, don't let all the number 2 and number 3, John and Kandawile, to be going, because I know South Africa, they've got fast players, those like Shiwowo, they like, and the supporters, they just start shouting, something like that, and then if you're not strong enough, you feel like maybe you're not doing well, but when you're just okay. So I think we just need to work so hard in the defense first, and then let's see what we can do. Maybe after 20 minutes, we see how they're going to come. But otherwise, in the midfield, they're doing well. Mulambian, Kampamba, also Kapumpo also is doing well, but maybe we should just change, not Kapumpo coming too much, and then we make it 3-5-2. The system changes the way you're playing. Maybe if you see Kandawilo going and Shima going at the same time, you also see a Kapumpo coming behind, making as 3 defenders, which is also making 3-5-2. So by looking at the way the strikers are playing also, which is okay. Sankobo, I know, started a bit slow. That's why they took him out, and then they put Mashata inside, and then also Mashata started coming back, taking the ball when he's a winger, which also sometimes felt like we are killing that wing. But otherwise, the striking now, they've got too much confidence at least to take over this South African team.
I love the way you'll be a better coach. I'm wishing you. He's the coach. Junior, that's
Exactly.
This is good. So that was well explained, Zambians. Wherever you are watching from, don't be like me, who was planning on going to drink and everything. I still have questions. So, are we winning?
Oh, yes. Yes, we are winning.
Confidence.
No. We are winning. Whether we play with 6 players, we are winning. We are winning.
Jonas, you're winning.
Exactly. The victory for us is always there.
So, you know, people tell me that the coaching staff always instill that in us. Let's say I'm coming from a different background. For example, it doesn't work. So Kulaba, even when you know you lose, is that what you are telling me?
Oh yeah.
Or we are confident with
the
put
way,
things in
the way,
place.
the way football is different from golf where you play alone. Tennis you play alone. At that point, the coach cannot tell you what to do. So what happens is teamwork starts from the administration. The moment we lost to Malawi, some of the temperamental presidents or GS would call the coach. He will be fired. How can you lose that game? Then they will reduce the morale of the team. But the administration encouraged, no. This is just a first game. We are there. He felt that confident. Oh, these people still trust me. He's got that and instilled in the players. Oh, guys, we are still in it. All what we need is just 2 wins. Then we are good to go. And they won the next 2 games.
Wow.
All the way, just like Argentina lost first game and went to win the trophy. This is what's happening. Actually, it's just retail.
This will be Zambia on Sunday.
Yes.
I'm loving that. Technically, is Zambia transitioning well right from defense? I gave you that question. Is it yes or no? Are we transitioning, returning to pick the second ball, defend well? I think that's what I want to hear from you now.
Yeah, I think from the midfield, as you can see, Kapumbo, the way he's playing, those second balls, I think, looking at the last game, we managed. Yeah, we managed to do that. I think also in South Africa, everyone, I think, is alert and knowing that these guys, they like running and they like doing this and that, and the defensive, the South African defense is not that good. If you watch the way they played against
Seychelles, is it?
No.
Comoros.
Not Comoros, the other team.
Malawi.
No.
Oh, in their group.
Their last game, you see, they had to consider first, and then they started equalizing, and then they scored again. So for them, I think they just have one dangerous striker who's able to score, because he scored a breast in the last game.
Looking at our strikers, we have 2 who are on 2 goals. Do you think Zambia will get the golden boot? So we have 2 from South Africa, 1 from South Africa, 2 from us. Mulambia is one of them. I personally have confidence we'll score again. Do you think we can?
If we go for personal glory, it can be a problem. Today, even if it's Lawrence Mulenga scores the header, a goalkeeper, it's fine as long as we win. Yes. The personal glory, it will be a plus for us. But what we need is that trophy. We put it at football house.
I like the way you answer as a leader. I always talk as a supporter. Now I'm seeing leaders analyzing the game very well.
It's not easy because as the game is being played, we receive messages. Just someone from nowhere. You don't even know the number. So how to handle that? You wait for the game. The one we won, then I just said, which one are you talking about? Not sure, because we were down. Oh, okay. Bola is 90 minutes plus.
No wonder I started with that song. Bola.
No, it's understanding. It's even worse for the people that are planning, then it doesn't go the way you want. It's like Mr. Tembo, he's got a fiancé, they've planned already to go and meet. He starts off, then the fiancé switches on the phone. Then you get more confused. The fun is even better was the scouting. That's it from that.
Nice. Advantages that Zambia have over South Africa. You mentioned the pedigree of the Zambian team. We've won them so many times. In this game, just having watched South Africa and having watched Zambia, the past 3 games, what are the advantages?
I think the advantage is on the strikers. I mean, scoring 4 goals in one game, it's not something that easy, you know. So the confidence that they built in the last game, I think that's the confidence that they're taking in also in South Africa game.
Thank you. I'll ask that question because I was thinking the other way. South Africa, what did that? Are we going to warm up and manage Kuveneababelela in South Africa with that weather, that condition and everything? Do you think that will have an impact?
I don't think so. You know, that's why there's that word acclimatizing, you know, seeing the weather. If it's hot, you know, cope with it. If it's cold, you try to adjust, you know, you warm things in the pitch, you know, and just keep yourself warm, you know. When you just start running, that coldness goes. You cannot even feel it.
Wow. Confidence in the support about.
Okay, so for weather, I think the guys have been in South Africa for a week plus. So they are now used to the weather in South Africa, and the performance, obviously, they are adjusting according to weather, trainings and all that. So the game will be at 18. Yesterday they were training at 18. So unless maybe the rains, otherwise it's a win-win game.
I love it. Buzz. Mlivan sana. Mfangu tu wetu coach, but mlivan tu sana. My dear.
We do understand.
If you want to chance. So now we talk to just any other person who had my fear as a soccer fan. In conclusion, what else can you tell us about this game? I'm beginning. I've been given too much confidence that we'll beat them. As a fan, that's what I can say. Technically, Jonas?
I think today's game is something which is a final, big white final. Otherwise, it's a crucial game. As the chair said, it's the same like Bawangana game. Everyone wants to win. So I know everyone will be there to watch because we are playing against South Africa, which is the host team.
Yeah.
We are winning because South Africa is under pressure to catch up with Zambia. Simple.
As simple as experts have said it, who am I to argue? Ladies and gentlemen, dear viewers, this has been Hat-Trick with Sicklas, Tevin Tembo. Until the other time, when we face the other team, we shall be in the final. Let's wait and watch.